Hi guys, welcome to our new podcast, The Talking Point, with myself, George Baker Harris, and
Me, Nathan Leake.
we're going to be your co-hosts. I hope you enjoy our podcast. We'll try and upload once a week, twice a week. We'll just see how it goes. Feel free to interact at us on Twitter, whatever you need. All of it is The Talking Point, and we'll see how it goes. So going straight into top four predictions, Nathan. Who have you got as your top four?
Well, you got to have the obvious two in there: Liverpool, Manchester City,
You
and
think?
I'd say, yeah, Liverpool, Man City. I mean, you can't not predict them for the top four.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, so Liverpool, not in that order.
Yeah.
So, and then Chelsea and Man United, because
You reckon?
I don't really see anybody else, making enough signings to actually challenge the top four.
I don't know. Who you got winning the title then? Let's go. Number 1 to 4. Go on, list them off.
Well, City to win the title.
Yeah.
Because they're going to
You
be
think?
coming back with a vengeance, yeah. They'll be
Okay.
coming back with, especially the way they lost it as well, losing by like 22 points to Liverpool. They're going to be coming
Yeah.
back, and they're going to be wanting to take their crown back.
Okay.
Second,
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Chelsea.
Oh, big call here.
Chelsea.
Liverpool's not even in the top two. This is a big call here, Nathan.
No, I think they might still be hungover from last season. You could see that from when they played Leeds.
Yeah, you could. I mean, I guess we kind of got an advantage on this prediction, haven't we? Because we've already seen the first round of the weekend by United and
Yeah.
City, who haven't played. All right. So you got Chelsea in second. You think? Wow,
Yeah,
that's a big statement.
they've made a lot of signings.
Yeah.
And a lot of signings in the right places. Like, they've got an experienced centre back now in Thiago Silva.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a decent left back in Ben Chilwell. The only real problem position they've got is goalkeeper.
Yeah, but isn't Mendy supposed to be doing his medical as we speak or something at the time of recording? It's not quite signed yet, has he?
Yeah, but it's a hard one for Chelsea because they've spent £71 million on a goalkeeper. You can't just bin him off.
They reckon they're going to go for Rice as well after this. Do you think that'll push them to second if they get Rice? Or do you think without Rice is still no more business?
I think without
Rice, solid second. You think?
Without Rice, yeah.
Do you think maybe with Rice there's a maybe title push, or do you think maybe City's just got that nailed on?
Nah, I think City are going to have too much of an advantage.
Okay.
Because the Man City team, they've been there and done it before, whereas this Chelsea team, as much potential as they've got, they're still a young team, still quite inexperienced. Not many players in that team, barring the ones that have already at Chelsea before Frank Lampard got there, have actually experienced a title challenge. Like you've got Cesar Azpilicueta, who won it in 2017.
Yeah, with Conte. Yeah, he was quite a key player, wasn't he, in Conte's side?
Yeah. Marcos Alonso. But I'm talking about key players, like starting 11 players. There aren't really many.
Yeah, you've not got
players
a few.
In
it's quite a new side, isn't it? They've basically bought a new starting 11 this summer, haven't they? By one or two. Well, we'll see, because hopefully Kante will look good under Chelsea, because he didn't really play much last season, did he? Big injuries. Kept him out most of the season.
But Kovacic did well to fill in for him.
Yeah, I think Kovacic had a good season. All right, moving on to number 3. Who do you think we're going to have at number 3?
I think it will be Liverpool. Only just.
No.
Only just.
Only just? What?
Yes.
Between second, or do you think they're just going to pip fourth?
Just going to pip fourth, yeah.
Big statement. So you've got Man United just behind Liverpool.
Yeah.
Which I'll be happy to hear. I think we should really, ideally, be doing a title challenge this season, but, away from my prediction.
Yeah, because, now you've addressed the issue of creativity, because now you've got Bruno Fernandes, you've got Pogba that can create as well, you've got Donny van de Beek who scored a lot of goals in the Eredivisie for a midfielder.
Yeah.
So there are chances that are going to be created and scored, and then you go further up the pitch with Martial and Rashford as well.
Yeah.
So there's goals in that United team, but much like Chelsea, the weak point is probably the defence.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll kind of push that to one side because obviously the rumours have been, what's it, today's Tuesday, the 15th of September, there's been a few rumours with transfers. We'll push that for a minute because it might actually affect the top four. But who are you going for 5th and 6th then?
5th and 6th, Spurs and Arsenal.
Which order is that, Nathan? Because I know
you'll
be wanting
the
your
order
team.
I said it. The
You
order I
think
said
your
it.
team are going to do it?
Yes.
Wow.
I think so, yeah.
We've been watching Arteta, and since he's come in, he's been pretty good. Like,
yeah,
but I can't deny it.
I think it's a little bit too soon for them to actually push for top four. They will do. Give it another season. Give the team a season to gel because they've got a lot of young players and a lot of new signings as well. But give the team a season to gel, and then they will probably push for Champions League again.
Big statement for next season. I mean, we're not quite at next season yet, so keep that one for next season's predictions. But okay,
we've only just started this season.
I know. Well, let's see how long it goes on before. Hopefully, fans are back in the ground soon. I know as you're
so.
beloved traveller of Spurs, you'll be itching to go back to the grounds, aren't you?
Oh yeah, so I've missed it big time.
Yeah, you're gonna renew your season ticket?
Yeah, I've already done it. I contemplated not doing it because I was like, well, when am I going to be allowed back in?
I mean, it's Spurs, so I would have just chucked it away anyway. But
yeah, I near enough did that towards the end of the season after losing to Leipzig.
Yeah, that wasn't great, was it?
No, the less said about that, the better.
Yeah,
but I suppose you want me to touch on why I think we'll finish above Arsenal.
Yeah, 100%. This is a bold statement because obviously we've only seen one game. Obviously, going on post-lockdown with the project restart, Arsenal didn't look amazing, but towards the end you could see the plan, you could see the game plan Arteta wanted to do. Kind of fell away. And in the FA Cup, they showed what they were really about. And Spurs were very hit and miss. Very good against Man United in the first half. Crumbled in the second. And then kind of went up and down to a few good games, a few bad games.
Yeah, we put a run together. We put a run together after losing to Sheffield United.
Yeah.
So we beat Arsenal. I'm not sure if West Ham was after. But yeah, we got a good run of games. Ended up pushing for 6th. Just pipping Wolverhampton to it on the last day. If there's one manager that can grind out results, it's Mourinho.
Yeah.
And I think he knows that this season is not. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. It's not.
It's all or nothing, isn't it, mate?
Yes, it's all or nothing, like the documentary.
It is all or nothing this season, mate. Mourinho always wins trophies. Do you think he'll win a trophy?
Maybe the League Cup, maybe the Europa League.
I mean, I've got you as strong favourites of the Europa League this season, but I think kind of we'll see who drops in at around a 32. You never know,
because there is always that factor from the Champions League.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, I'll crack on my top 4 because I've kind of gone a bit bold here. Not bold, but I think coming in at first place, we're going to have Man City. 100% agree with it. And I hate to admit it because United fan really don't want to see either them or Liverpool in it. But I think, they're going to come back with a point to prove. Liverpool look like they've been found out, but there's still 2 weeks left of the transfer window. And we can see maybe who they sign. Maybe obviously in a few weeks they might look a bit different. But Leeds gave them a really good game the other night. And there's no disrespect to Leeds, but they're not Premier League. Well, they are Premier League standard. They're not. When they come up against the big clubs like City, I can see City tearing them apart like they did in Project Restart. But it's
because they play.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, against Man City, they will get exposed because, they like to push up quite high. Man City will just play through it. Yeah. Especially a team that hasn't had anybody who's played in the Premier League before.
Yeah. So I think we'll just see. I think see if Klopp can get that because Van Dijk didn't look himself. Trent didn't look himself. Robertson, I thought Robertson was fine. He didn't have a lot to do. Robertson down that flank. And Gomez just does. I don't know. Gomez seems really good. That he just then does silly mistakes. So I think the
question is, is he really good because he's alongside Van Dijk, or is he genuinely a good defender?
You don't know, do you? I think I'd like to believe, for England's sake, that he's a good defender.
I hope so.
Desperately need one, but I don't know. I think when you're playing against Van Dijk, he's so good. He should make anyone look good. But I think Joe Gomez is a season where he's really going to need to kick on. But I think in second, I'm going with United. I think, from what I've heard, I think Sancho will go over the line, and we'll touch on more of that in a bit. I'm not claiming to be in the know or anything. I don't know anyone. I don't know Sancho's cousin like everyone else does, but I just don't know. I think I'll talk about it in a bit, but I think Sancho will go over the line. I think maybe one or two more deals will come in, not mega deals, but little ones maybe, just a squad depth, which is what we really need. And Project Restart, going off, I know it's only 8 games, wasn't it? But going off Project Restart, we were 13 points off 4th?
And then he got it.
We had no right to get there, but Fernandes just doesn't seem to quit, and just no one can stop him. So, obviously, I think it kind of depends on Fernandes. I think if he can stay fit and him and Pogba can keep gelling, then we'll see. Because I really do. I don't think we'll come close to City. I think City will do a Liverpool. I think Man United will be the best of the rest, like City was last year, and I think City's going to run away with it. But yeah, we'll see. You know what? Man United finish 7th, and Ollie will be sacked, and I'm going to look like a mug. But hey, I think in 3rd we're going to have Chelsea. So I'm going Liverpool 4th, which is a big shout. Chelsea 3rd, they've recruited so well. They've literally think that real life is FIFA, don't they? Like Havertz, Werner, Silva, who I know it was free, but that's an amazing recruitment for the young centre backs coming through. Sarr, who's gone out on loan, but maybe next season.
One for the future
to look at. And I think the best sign has been Ziyech. I think what was it? 35 million, 40 million? Not a lot, was it?
Yeah.
And we've seen him do it on a Champions League level, more like Van der Beek, but I think Ziyech's another level. But yeah, we've seen Ziyech produce absolute masterclass, especially in Stamford Bridge last year, that 4-4 draw.
Yeah,
he was a talisman for that. Exactly. I think once he's fit, which is 2 weeks, I think he's got a bit of a fitness issue. I think he's going to tear a Premier League up this year. I think Bruno and De Bruyne are going to have another challenger this season at the central attacking midfield. But yeah,
the only thing that might set him back a little bit is, he doesn't look physically the strongest.
Yeah,
like we're in the Eredivisie, everybody tries to play football, but in the Premier League, it's a completely different ball game, and I don't think teams like Burnley will be giving him license to roam.
You think because Coutinho's completely like Ziyech, isn't it? He's small, he's weedy, and he absolutely tore it apart.
Yeah, it could go either way. That's the only weakness I could see. So,
unfortunately, I can't see any of them flopping. I really hope they do, because I've got a lot of Chelsea friends, and if they beat us, they're going to smash us, and I'm not going to leave it down. But yeah, I think they've recruited well. At the time of recording this, Mendy hasn't signed, but I think Romano's tweeted that it's all done. He's in London, and I think we're just waiting for official club announcement now. Yeah, he's tweeted here we go.
He tweeted here we go.
Yeah, I think he tweeted yesterday or the day before. It's been confirmed for a few days now. And the rumours are that he's going to go in for Rice. I think if they get the keeper, I'm not going to say he's any good because I've never watched him. I'm not going to claim to have watched him and think he's the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, we'll see. I think Mendy can't do any worse than Kepa, which is no disrespect because he's still a professional goalkeeper, but for Chelsea standards, he's not cut it, is he?
No, but having said that, he had a decent game yesterday.
Yeah, I think the goal was a bit questionable, but he made a few good saves. I'll give him that. I think maybe if they get Rice over the line, then they have a problem in midfield because they've got Jorginho, Kante, and Rice. None of them are going to want to sit on the bench. Either maybe they shift one on. Maybe one of them plays more forward, which I believe maybe Jorginho can play a box-to-box role. I haven't watched a load of him, so I'm not going to say he can do it, but maybe that's something Lampard's going to have to deal with. Such a hard life, isn't it, dealing with Jorginho and Kante and Rice?
Oh,
I know, but yeah, so for that reason, I think
he's
Chelsea
a good problem to have.
Exactly, he's a good problem to have. So I think for that issue, I think Chelsea are going to finish 3rd, and I think it'll be like last season with Chelsea and United. I think they're going to go toe to toe, and it'll be maybe a point, or it might even come down to goal difference again. I think it's going to be close. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Equally, I mean, we'll touch on it in a different episodes maybe, but I think if it goes really wrong for Lampard, he's in big trouble by January. I think. But I think maybe we'll touch on that in a different
Yeah.
episode. And maybe when the transfer window's ended, we'll do a review of the transfer window. I already know who my number one signing is going to be. I can't say that yet. Too excited. But yeah, I think maybe at fourth, Liverpool. I think Liverpool will get fourth. As it stands, we don't know what's happening with Thiago, do we? Maybe think he's going, maybe think he's not.
No.
I think Liverpool's midfield is bang average, which is no disrespect because they won the title last year by a landslide. But they were very lucky with injuries, wasn't they? I think I was watching, I can't remember who said it on Sky Sports earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Someone said it today. It's if they get one key injury to a defender, the goalkeeper, or an attacker, the squad depth isn't actually amazing, is it? Like when they make their subs, the game's normally dead and buried. So, and I think Salah proved against Leeds how important he is. So I think we'll just have to see what happens. But for that point of view, and they got Champions League, and obviously the season's a bit more compact this year, isn't it, than usual. They've not really had a pre-season, and they've not had a break. I think we're going to see a few more muscle strains than usual. So I think it's just hats off to Liverpool medical department if they can keep them all out there for 38 games. I think, unfortunately for you, in fifth, I'm going Arsenal, and I think that fifth and sixth are going to be close to fourth. I don't think there's going to be a big gap. I think it's going to be like last season, where if you lose one more game, you're going to drop at least 4 or 5 places. I think Arsenal. I think from what I've seen of them, Gabriel looks good. I was gutted we didn't sign him for 22 million. Absolute bargain by the looks of it. We've still not seen Sabila play. I think I might have seen him play once or twice last season. Looked good. I know Sabila and Gabriel were the 2 highest tackles and interceptions last season in Ligue 1. So I think Arteta's got them playing good ball. Aubameyang, as of today, has signed a new 3-year deal, and he's just gone from strength to strength, hasn't he? Really?
Damn it!
Damn it! I really wanted him at United. Cheeky 20 million bid, but it didn't happen. I think Aubameyang's going to go for Golden Boot again. I don't think he can be stopped, which is a shame for you. But yeah, I think maybe I'd like to see him get maybe Partey or Aouar in. I think their midfield does need something extra. Because I think bringing Ceballos in on loan was a great move, really great move. But I don't see their midfield being strong enough to get them up to fourth. So for that alone, I think I'm going to put them in fifth.
Not yet.
No, I think give them another summer. Hopefully, fingers crossed, fans come back and maybe clubs can start spending again. And maybe Arteta might be able to get back to a bit more because I would like to see him succeed. And then, unfortunately, at sixth,
I would just not at Arsenal.
Yeah. Maybe at Spurs, yeah? But yeah, at 6, I'm going to take Spurs. Just purely because of the football you play. Mourinho doesn't look like he's going to change his philosophy or style of play. Matt Doherty was a very surprising signing for me. I'm not saying anything against it. He's a very good right back, one of the better ones in the league. But he's coming 29 this season. And I'm thinking maybe you could have gone out there and done a Regulion, who you are looking at, who apparently you're going to beat United to, as it stands. Who's 23, 24. Give him a season to develop. And I think your squad's just aging. And the legs are going on that squad. Like last season, I was watching All or Nothing. And everyone was just on the injury table. What you had, your best 11 was all injured at one point, wasn't it? Or almost.
Yep. Hugo was out. Kane was out. Sissoko was out. Son was out. Rose was out.
I remember watching All or Nothing, and he went to his coach. What kids have we got? And we know Mourinho doesn't really tend to play kids, does he? So
no, he never really has done, even in his Porto days. I don't think
in his prime years he doesn't. Which isn't, hey, it's worked for him, isn't it? He's a serial winner. But yeah, I think just because of the defensive style of football, and to be honest, right, he did okay at Man United. He didn't do amazing, did he? Like, I know he won us in Europa League. It was a very easy Europa League, wasn't it? Second, we got second that year, but everybody else was absolutely awful that year, and we were 20-something points off first. I think we were closer to 10th than we were first. Like, I don't know. I think it'll go either one or two ways. I think Mourinho's going to smash it, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh wow, Spurs have got this new stadium, and they're going to kick on." But I think this season, I think give Mourinho that time, let him get you sick, maybe win you a Europa League, get in Champions League that way, then let him kick on. But yeah, I'm going to go sixth, unfortunately.
I mean,
yeah.
If we win the Europa League, I'd take that. 100%.
100%. I'm not a Spurs fan, but I mean, it would be nice to see Harry Kane win a trophy. I do like Harry Kane. We should do a United. I'd love Harry Kane at United, but we're not going to buy him, are we? Not for 250 million. No chance.
No.
He's not.
No, I mean, the price of footballers is just ridiculous.
Mm.
And as much as I love Harry Kane, he's nobody in their right mind would buy him for 250 million. £250 million.
Yeah, I don't want to touch on it too much because we have got an actual Tottenham episode coming up where I think you're going to probably rip into the board and we'll probably get an email from someone in Tottenham saying, take this video down. Because I feel like you're going to go ham on it. But yeah, no, I'll be interested in that video. I'm looking forward to that one because I have a few points from an outsider that you're not going to like. But yeah, we'll see. So who have you got for relegation this season?
For relegation, West Brom bottom.
You think?
I mean, yeah, West Brom bottom. I mean, they don't really look like they've got anything about them. No. But one thing I can guarantee is they'll get at least 4 points off of us because we can never seem to beat them.
Well, hopefully they do. Hopefully they get 6 points off you just because it's you, and then we can have some nice banter on the podcast, can't we? But yeah, no, I think West Brom's a solid choice to go down. Who else have you got?
Yep, Fulham. They were just so poor against Arsenal. They were poor. Like they basically gave them the 3 goals, and it was lucky it was only 3 as well. Arsenal could have and maybe should have had more. Yeah, I remember watching at half time, and they were pointing, and they're doing the analysis, and it could have been 5 or 6. But yeah, no, I do agree. I think Fulham. I mean, yeah, they don't look great, do they? Obviously, it's only game 1. Give them till Jan, and then we'll maybe reassess it. But yeah, and I appreciate they're not going to be playing an Arsenal or a Chelsea or a Liverpool every week. Yeah, but you still can't capitulate like that at home. Yeah, I know, and it's hard. I think because the little teams like that, you really need the fans behind them. Maybe like what they say to 12 man. But yeah, I think I'd actually completely agree with you there with both West Brom and Fulham. I think they'll both go down. And who have you got in last place or the last relegation place? It's an odd one because it really depends what happens throughout the course of the month. I think West Ham. Because everything just seems to be going wrong there. Like they sold Diangana, was it, to West Brom? Yeah, and £12 million. All hell broke loose. Mark Noble went on Twitter and Declan Rice liked it as well, didn't he? And he commented on it. Yep. David Moyes doesn't seem to be getting along with Karen Bray. It seems like it's a circus. Well, yeah. And if they don't sign anybody, or the board is still there come January, I think they will go. I think they're goners. You think? I mean, I'd actually agree with you because I actually had West Ham finishing in the last spot. But I do actually, like you saying, it does depend on I think maybe the board needs to come out and maybe have some synergy with the players and the fans. And I think maybe it all does depend on Declan Rice. Well, I mean, we can cover that in transfers in just a second. But yeah, actually, this can lead us nicely into transfers, actually. So, because I completely agree with your relegated 3, 100%. I don't think Leeds will go down. I think Leeds will get maybe 10th to 12th place. I think they look like they're playing good ball. They might push for maybe top 7. Yeah. Top 7. No, good. Not top 7. Top 10. Yeah, top half, yeah. Yeah. So going back to Declan Rice, obviously I know you're not a West Ham fan, but say Spurs are in West Ham's position, where obviously COVID's happened. They're not a massively run club merchandise-wise, so they're not going to be like,
United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, all the big clubs that still sell shirts and do commercial deals all over the world. So they're still being paid millions each week. West Ham, they're one of the bigger Premier League clubs like Burnley that rely on match ticket sales and how much beer's bought and pies. Obviously, if Declan Rice leaves, we've tipped them for relegation. But do you also think 80 million for Declan Rice? Do you not think they could reinvest that in a couple of players and help keep them up? Or do you think if Rice goes, doesn't matter who they buy, they're gone?
The problem as well is, who do they buy? Because if they sell him, they've probably only got, 10 days to get a replacement, to get some players in?
Yeah.
Who would they buy?
If they were looking 13 days left, isn't there?
Yeah. So, if they were looking to sell him, they should have been thinking about recruitment in July, August time, thinking, right, there's a possibility you might sell one of our best players for X amount of money. Who do we bring in? I don't think they've done that at all.
I don't. I think they're playing the worst game of career mode ever, to be honest. I think they've just... I don't understand the sale of Dean Garner, personally. But maybe it was to do with some cash flow. Maybe they needed some cash flow going through the club at that point. And West Brom and that was the only bid tabled for any of their players. We obviously don't know, do we? Because we don't see what goes on behind closed doors. It does seem an odd one.
Now that would make a good documentary, West Ham 1.
Yeah, it would. Especially if they got relegated. That'd be fun.
To be a fly on the wall.
Mate, I'm going up to Karen if I'm going to be a fly, mate. But so you'd keep Rice and not take the 80 million, though, just because of the timing. Yeah,
because of the timing, and why would you sell one of your best players if you know you're in for a dogfight? It would have been like if Aston Villa had sold Grealish last season.
Yeah, no,
it would make no sense whatsoever. Why would you sell the one big chance of getting you out of trouble?
Yeah, and he did. So I completely agree with you on that point.
Yeah.
Just thinking maybe, obviously, they took a chance with Grealish last season, much as probably West Ham are going to do this season with Declan Rice. But do you think maybe take the 80 million this season? Because if they get relegated, no one's going to pay 80 million for Declan Rice to come out of the Championship, are they? They're going to pay 50 million
30,
tops. 50 million tops because he's English and you've got that tax on it. But... yeah, do you think maybe they take the extra money now, try and reinvest with such little time? Or do you think they just have to wing it, and if they stay up, sell him next summer and reinvest when you've got a full transfer window?
Wing it. It's too much of a risk for them to sell him now.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think maybe if they've done their recruitment and they have these bids lined up, then do it. I know they're still paying off the Hallier deal, aren't they, from last season? They did that in installments, so maybe that's why they sold Dean Garner. But because they spent big, haven't they, the last couple of seasons? Or big for a West Ham-sized club. They spent lots of money and it hasn't really worked, has it?
No, Felipe Anderson in particular, because he was, 30, 40 million?
Yeah, 40 million.
And he's not
Lazio.
Yeah, and he's not looked anywhere near the same player he was at Lazio.
And when he joined, all the big club fans, like, they pricked their ears up and gone, wow, West Ham have got him. Like, wow, that's a signing and a half. It just hasn't worked, has it? But going on to some of your maybe Tottenham transfers, as of today, Gareth Bale is rumoured to be coming back on loan. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm mixed. On the one hand, obviously, I love Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
And I think he might be that extra spark that we need.
Yeah, that X factor. Because you don't really have that, do you?
No, we don't. We haven't actually had that kind of X factor since, he left.
Yeah, since he left. And we know how we're talking about poor investment in West Ham. I mean, the same can be said about you back in the days.
Oh, yeah. We have invested that Bell money very poorly. Aside from, I'd say, Christian Eriksen.
That was a good investment.
I can't think of any of the other six that were a major success. I mean, there was some that were better than others.
I mean, I can barely remember their names, to be honest, apart from Soldado,
yeah. So there was Eriksen.
Kirikes.
Oh God, don't remind me of him. The last time I saw Kirikesh in the Spurs shirt was when we played Stoke. We lost 3-0. He got sent off, and he was getting dog's abuse as he was coming down the tunnel.
Right.
He was, but the thing is, it started so promising for him.
It did.
He looks to be
I remember
a very good.
Go on.
He looked to be a very good ball playing centre half and somebody who can actually put it about a little bit. And then he got an injury and it just fell apart from there.
It did, didn't it? I remember you playing Palace on the opening day of the season. It was Palace, wasn't it, on the opening day of the season?
Yeah, it was Palace.
You had 6 of the new 7 in the squad, didn't you, on the matchday squad?
Yep. Yeah.
I can't remember who it was. And Soldado scored that early penalty, and I was like, and then he got another goal, didn't he? I think you 2-0 at half time, if I'm right.
No, it was 1-0.
1-0, that's it. I know, and he played quite well. And I was like, wow, he looks good. I was like, wow, these players are already gelling really well. That's it. Spurs, they've done well. They're going to do a madness this season.
And then
fell apart. But yeah. So I'm moving on back into Bale, because obviously we could spend ages talking. I mean, probably we'll talk about it in the Tottenham episode. But moving back onto Bale, is it a yes or a no from you? Are you going for a solid yes, or he's quite injury prone and he's 31 and the wages?
The thing is, if it's on loan and Real Madrid are covering the wages, or part of the wages.
What's he on a week? 600 grand? Is it rumoured?
Yeah, something like that. Something ridiculous.
So even if you pay half of his wages, you're still paying £300,000 a week. Who's your highest paid player? It's Harry Kane, isn't it?
Harry Kane on 250,000, I think.
Yeah. Can you see Levy shelling out 300 grand for a Bale?
I don't know. It depends. It really depends on what Jose wants.
You think Jose will get the best out of him?
I think so, yeah. Because he wanted him at Real Madrid. And then obviously Carlo Ancelotti came in, and then what happened from there. Yeah. But to answer your question, yes, I'd take him if it meant we're paying part of the wages, because
for a season, even if it's for a season,
it is worse. Even if it's for a season,
a little stopgap for maybe something bigger next season.
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe.
And then the other one that's really picked up pace more than Bale, because Bale's kind of in the rumour range at the moment, isn't he? But one that's there has been a bid accepted. I don't know if you're aware that it has been accepted, but the bid has been accepted by Real Madrid for Reguilon.
Sergio Reguilon, yes.
Yeah. It has been accepted. And
he's one of the players we need.
And from what I've heard, again, don't know anyone in the know, just from what I've heard on Twitter, if you follow the right people, you get the information. From what I've heard, Tottenham deal's done on the Real Madrid side. Reguilon, we don't know how that's going to play out with the players' personal terms. But the deal's done. We know Tottenham have accepted the buyback clause, which is, I don't know what that's rumoured to be. I'm sure details will come out if he does sign.
Yeah.
Going on to transfers, obviously United, mad favourites for him. When did it break? Last week that it was going to happen for Reguilon. Yeah. And obviously it's been well known that United don't want first refusal in it or buyback clause. Do you think this will be a good deal for Reguilon if it does get done?
Yeah, because he'll be a first team left back. He'll be a first team player. I mean, as much as reliable as Ben Davies can be, he's not very good going forward, which is so important for a fullback these days.
Yeah, I mean, I've not seen a lot of him. I'm not gonna say I have. I saw him against Man United, and he even got an assist against Man United, which isn't actually that hard considering the defence we were playing. But he does look good, and he does look like something that Tottenham could do, because you've got Doherty, who is a similar player to Reguilon, as he will go forward and he will create chances, but he can also but he can also defend. I think maybe his final. I think he wasn't in the top 8 in the Liga. He was in the top 2 for attacking product, but final ball, as in actually connecting with a striker or someone, he wasn't even in the top 8. So I think maybe that needs to be worked on. But you're buzzing for this deal, yeah? Rumoured to be about 30 million euros, which is about 24 million pounds. You think that's a good deal, yeah? Yeah,
because it's an area we need to strengthen
massively. With Rose not having a squad number, which is
probably Bale coming back as number 3.
Yeah. So if you did them 2 bits of business, Bale and Reguilon, you think maybe anywhere else? Anywhere else do you think you'll sign?
There's another rumour.
Yeah.
It's Belotti from Torino.
Wow, he's a good striker.
Also in the range of about 30 to 35 million pounds.
You think you've got that much of your transfer left?
I don't know. Well, I think we'll need to sell as well. We'll need to sell some players to generate some funds for it. Because it's very, very obvious that we need another striker. Yeah. We saw last season.
Oh, I mean, I've just had... Sorry to interrupt you here, but Sky Sports, I've just had a notification. Gareth Bale would like to return to Tottenham, and talks have begun over a potential loan deal. So, as we're on air, that's your first ever bit of breaking news here on the Football Talking Point podcast. Gareth Bale to Tottenham. It looks like the talks have begun. How do you feel about that?
Signs of promise. Yes.
Cool. Like, I can see a little snake smile in there. You look happy about that. So, the one thing I will ask you about with Reguilón is, do you think you'll get him? Say, I don't know, say tomorrow United come out and they've seen Tottenham has progressed and they match it. His agents have said he wants Man United. Do you think he'll join you? If he can, because obviously he's got Shaw as competition. He's not really got any competition with you, is he?
No, I mean, I don't think Ben Davies will be competition for him.
No, Ben Davies,
like I said,
put on the bench.
Like I said, he's reliable, but in terms of going forward, he's not got what we want.
Yeah.
So I think he might still come to us, even if United, for that factor alone, because he'll be a starter at Tottenham.
He'll be a starter at Tottenham. Really would like him, but yeah, like you said, star at Tottenham. I think he'd smash it for you. To be honest, I think you probably need another centre back. But
I don't know. Tanganga's pretty decent at centre back.
I like Tanganga. I think he's got something about him. I think he's a good modern day centre back and can play full back.
Yeah,
looks good on the ball. Doesn't look worried. Obviously, I have not seen him live. He looked good against Liverpool last year.
Oh, he was brilliant.
But he did look brilliant.
He's quick,
I think he looks good.
Strong. I think centre back is probably the one area we aren't desperate to strengthen in. Yeah.
No, I will ask you one question on transfers. I'm related to Tottenham. So you probably don't see a lot of the Sancho things. I follow it quite closely because I'm a United fan. And,
I've seen them.
You've seen them? Do you think it's going to happen? From your outside opinion, do you think United will get that deal over the line? Do you think it's going to be maybe a Bruno Fernandes type situation where we have to revisit a different window?
I don't think it will be over because it's just so much money involved, and it's in a position that United, don't really need too much strengthening. Because you've got Mason Greenwood. You've got Mason Greenwood who can play there. You've got Rashford, obviously. You've got Martial who can play on the wing. It would just not be a waste, but
you think the
100 million for a player that? Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I mean,
I think it can be. Obviously, you'll know better than me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know a lot about it. Like, I just kind of go off on what I watch. One person I was speaking to was like, the deal's done. I don't know him personally. I've messaged him on Twitter a few times and kind of had a bit of back and forth about transfers, and that was all not when I'm trying to build up the Twitter profile for this page. I kind of had a bit of back and forth with him, and he was like, I know one of the lawyers on this deal, which obviously I don't know if it's true, but we'll see. I'd like to trust him because I'm a trustworthy person. We'll go down that route. Why not? He's saying the deal's already done, and it is just we're waiting for this official confirmation. But what seems to be going on is it's like a PR spin. Like, Dortmund are a selling club, from what we know, right? That's why they got Bellingham, why they got Haaland. They're a selling club, and they'll sell to the likes of United, Bayern, Real for a bigger fee. That's how they operate, which I'm not. That's fair enough. It's a very good operating system. They do really well at it. But do you think what he was saying is just obviously Dortmund can't just turn around to their fans and go, "Oh, let's act like the little club. Sorry, Man United, we'll give you Sancho." They're Dortmund, and they think they're the big dogs.
They've got to be seen to have ambition.
Yeah,
because behind Bayern Munich in the last 20 years or so, they've been the most successful team in Germany.
Yeah, and I think
behind Bayern,
Dortmund last season, the Bundesliga last season was very interesting. They really did put in a challenge, didn't they? Obviously, I think it's kind of more PR spin. At least if Dortmund and Man United are playing in this game, or the wages are too high, Dortmund are like, we won't sell him. But if the right price comes in, then they're going to have to. At least they can turn around to the Dortmund fans and go, we tried all we could. Sancho wanted to leave. And they still look good, don't they? The fans don't. They're not pissed.
Yeah. The thing is, even if he does leave, they've still got Reina, who's a very, very decent young winger.
I don't know if you saw the game last night, the cup game. It was live on YouTube, so I thought I'd give you a little watch because it was free to watch. He got banging free kicking right under the wall.
Was that DFB Pokal?
Yeah. It was against a third division side. So obviously it's not a great team, but it was good to see him get some minutes. And he did look good. I remember watching him in the Champions League against PSG as well. He looked good. Looked very good. But yeah, I'm gonna make a bold statement and say Sancho's a done deal. So where I'd like to reinvest is Reguilon. I'd quite like Reguilon as well, actually. But it seems to be, I'd like some cover for Luke Shaw. I still think Luke Shaw will start. But I do think he's a bit injury prone. Brandon Williams is right-footed. He needs to go to right back, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'd like Reguilon to come in. But if it is true and the Spurs have got him, because Mourinho's got a lot more pulling power. I'll give him that. Mourinho's got a lot more pulling power than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got.
Yeah. Well, he's got Jorge Mendes as his agent as well. So he's got all kinds of connections.
Yeah, I think the deal might suit him better as well at Tottenham, because obviously if there is the buyback clause in there, obviously it doesn't suit Tottenham, which I was a bit sceptical about. But it suits him because obviously if he wants to go back to Madrid one day, all Madrid have got to pay is, say it's 40 million, you still make a profit, and he's got back to Madrid.
Yeah. So and we get Gareth Bale on a permanent.
Yeah. I mean, the rumours are that he's available for £20 million this summer.
Yeah, because it's his last season, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't see you paying that.
It really depends on how he plays this season. If he plays like the Gareth Bale of old, then
Madrid will want him back.
No, Zidane doesn't like him.
One thing I will ask though,
really
have you got any good golf clubs near the Tottenham Stadium, or is it Gareth Bale actually play football again? No, I give it that.
He can play mini golf on the pitch if he wants.
Yeah, build him his own little putt course golf. Sure. I don't know. I know we're touching on the Bale deal again, and I kind of didn't want to because I kind of want to save it for your Tottenham episode. But do you think he's got that passion still? And this is the last thing I'll ask on him. Do you think he's still got that passion, the hunger, the desire? Because obviously he's won it all now, isn't he? He's won it all. He's got a pretty penny. Maybe he does want to just practice his golf swings out in there and get ready to join the PGA. Or do you think he's going to come to Tottenham and have a point to prove and go, I'm not done. I'm going to show you I'm still one of the world's best?
I think he's going to come with the points. You can see when he plays for Wales, but he does play with passion and he does care. It's just, I suppose, the environment at Madrid where if you put one toe wrong, they will get the hankies out and hiss you.
Yeah, he's left to hang to dry, isn't he? Which
I
don't agree with, because he's been a bit of a... It's like James Rodriguez, isn't it? Andy Maria, and they've all been pushed out the door, even though they're amazing players. Just don't get it. But hey ho. But right, we'll go on to the next point because we're kind of getting a bit lengthy here. But racism in football, we kind of wanted to touch on. Obviously, yourself, you feel quite strongly about this more than most people. Like we've been going on Instagram, haven't we? And we've had a few things to say the last couple of days. I think we'll touch on it, but I know we want to do a full-length feature episode, don't we, on it? Because we've got quite a lot to say on it. But I'll let you take the floor because obviously you've got some maybe mini points to kind of touch on, but I'll let you take the floor and we'll see where it goes.
It's not so much a racism point, it's the way the media treat the young players here.
Yeah. So you're more on about young players and the actual racism in the game.
Yeah. It's
okay.
They just get cut. They just get left to dry by the media if they put one foot out of line. Like
you've got
Rashford, Phil Foden and Mason Greenwood. They were slaughtered by the press.
Greenwood,
absolutely slaughtered by.
Yeah,
they did something. They did something wrong, but they're kids. they're going to have to learn from it.
I mean,
the media shouldn't be hunting them down.
No, I understand from the press's point of view of the whole, they've broke the COVID bubble, I think it's called, isn't it? I understand from that point of view, because obviously millions of people, I don't know if it's millions, loads of people have died from this. So it's obviously, it's not something to take, it's something to take seriously. You're on 50 grand, let's say 50 grand a week. You're on 50 grand a week, sitting in a hotel room and representing your country. Every boy's dream, right?
Yeah.
So from that point of view, I get it. Like, most of the country will be pissed because what they've done is completely irresponsible, regardless of your age. I've got a son, he's only 8 months, but if my son was Greenwood's age, I wouldn't expect him to go and break quarantine. No, he's representing people. But I don't get why everyone's hung up on the girls. I do a bit with Phil Foden because he's got a missus and a kid, but that's for them to deal with privately.
Yeah,
that's up to them. But I don't get why they're like, because when we were 18, we were the same, inviting people to random places. Maybe not luxury hotel rooms in Iceland, but
no,
back at Tesco's or something. Maybe, yeah.
A luxurious car park.
everyone judging them has been 18 once, and they know what it's like. And obviously, I guess you can't really compare because we've never been them.
No,
but
because they're thrust into the spotlight at such a young age as well.
And I get they play for some of the biggest clubs on the planet in City and United, but I don't agree with the attack on them as with the girls thing, because we've all been there and done it. I get probably Phil Foden's morals are wrong, given his private situation, but that's for them to deal with. Greenwood's not done anything wrong, because as far as we're aware, he's not got a kid and he's single.
Yeah.
But I think fine to attack him on the whole COVID thing. But what I don't agree with is then a week later, the Times, which is what we really spoke about the other day, didn't we? Was it the Times? The Sunday Times, wasn't it? And the Sun and everyone just went in on Greenwood on some moss bottles.
About him doing it. But if you look at the picture, he looks way younger than he is now.
Yeah,
so it's not even got any. Is he? No, it's not even got to do with him playing for Man United. So what was the point of bringing that up?
Like, people have said, "Oh, this was for a couple of months ago." To be honest, right, it looks like a Mason Greenwood from maybe the back end of last year or the start of this year, when he wasn't really around. We knew of him and he made a few appearances, but he was predominantly spending his time in the youth squad. And I get professional athletes, regardless whether you're under 17s or first team, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah,
but
he's made his mistake.
17 at the time.
Yeah,
he's
made his mistake. Learn from it. Just leave it in the past.
Like, people have done a lot worse. And I go back to the Sterling issue. You know, when he got that tattoo?
The gun, yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't even finished. Like, the tattoo wasn't finished. And everyone just went in on him. And even as, like, I was like, ha, City players in the news, ha. But it's not ha, is it? They are normal human beings.
Yeah.
And it means something to him. And I think Greenwood is going to, if Man United don't protect him, Greenwood will become the new Sterling, where as soon as Sterling, I don't know, gets his teeth whitened, everyone knows about it. Like, they just attack him for it. And I think it was like it with Rooney a lot. Obviously, he did some stupid things, which, fair enough. We won't go into it too much, but he's done some stupid things.
France 98, when David Beckham got sent off, the media hounded him down. There were effigies in the street, and there was a newspaper headline that said 10 lions and 1 stupid boy.
Yeah, and I get he probably shouldn't have got sent off. He shouldn't have done what he done. But it's a team game. David Beckham alone wasn't going to win us Euro 98. Yes, we had a better chance without him. But yeah, I remember that took him what? It took him a year to come round from. People wanted to kill him. Yep. Like, he was the most hated man in Britain.
And then 4 years later, in 2002, redemption.
Exactly. With Greece. It's Greece, isn't it? It's the Greece one, isn't it?
The same media that were sharpening their knives in 98 were calling him a hero in 2002.
Yeah. And it's the same thing I go back to with Greenwood. Are we not, as a United, as a nation, unite next summer when we play the Euros and go, I hope Greenwood scores this, or I hope Foden scores this? We're not going, fuck it, them two cocked it up last year. We don't want you to score. We're going to want them to do well for our country.
Exactly. And if they do poorly, or they're not focused,
I'd go into hiding if I was them. I just wouldn't be seen for a month.
Ultimately,
hounded.
The buck would lie with the media because they were the ones
Yeah.
that started this whole, oh, well, they're a disgrace, they're this, they're that. They made a mistake. They know they did. Let them move on for it. I'm sure that the FA and their clubs are going to be dealing with it individually. Let that happen. Let them get punished.
No, in social, I'll be like, go on, lad, go on, do it again. Go on, just don't get caught. No, in social. But we'll move away from that because I think we'll probably do a full-length episode in that because there's a lot more to talk about, and I think gives us more content, doesn't it? Like, more content. Who doesn't want to see our faces more often? I think we'll kind of slide into our last point here. Is what I wrote down here? My handwriting's awful. Next weekend's fixtures. That's it. So we've kind of got a bit of an advantage because at the time we're recording, obviously, like we said, it's Tuesday night. So we've seen the first round of fixtures, which I get it doesn't traditionally go like that, but we had some filming issues and we couldn't get it done in time. And basically, we didn't really come up with this idea until last week. But yeah, no, like we've done some planning. We did some planning last week behind the scenes to get this, make sure it was doing right. So, but we'll do our first ever predictions for game week 1 for us, but in general, game week 2. I'll just pull up the fixtures, which should have been more prepared, shouldn't I? Really, I'll have to work on that in the future. But for next,
are we doing scores or results?
We'll just do results. We don't have to do. You can do scores if you want. But we start off with the Premier League next Saturday at 12:30. You have Everton versus West Brom.
Well, I'm going to say Everton. After how they played against us and how West Brom played against Leicester, you've got to go Everton.
Yeah, I'd agree, Everton. I think West Brom maybe might grow into it a bit more because obviously their players need a few more games to get used to the Premier League. But yeah, I think this is going to be Hammers' first goal, this one.
Yeah,
I
hope so. He's in my dream team.
Mate, I'm like, what, 30 points ahead of you? Something stupid?
Yeah, it's because the Man City players I picked didn't play.
Yeah.
Pricks.
That's why I put mine on the bench. But yeah, right. Anyway, aside from Dream Team, Leeds United versus Fulham. Big game. I'd call it a big game because this is...
It is two promoted teams.
Yeah, exactly. This is the first chance of each other. Obviously, Leeds last year were more dominant against Fulham, I think. Don't know. It's kind of making that one up. Yeah. Do you think Leeds will do Fulham? It's at home as well, back at Ellen Road.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an Ellen Road without a crowd, though. That's the only thing. If it was Ellen Road with a crowd, 100% I'd say Leeds.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still saying Leeds, but
yeah,
there'd be no shadow of doubt.
I'm with you now. I think Leeds are gonna. I think Bielsa, he looks like he's playing some good football. I think Leeds. I think maybe 4-5-0 Leeds. The way they look like they're going forward. I think Fulham's defense is even worse than Liverpool's, and they cut through that quite easily.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the biggest game of the weekend, Man United Crystal Palace. Obviously, why would you want to watch anybody else? Clearly. Man United are at home at Old Trafford to Crystal Palace. How do you see that one going at the time of recording? We don't have Sancho or Regulion or just on our squad.
Well, that would be your first game, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and we did lose I don't know if you know this, but we did play a preseason game against Villa.
Yes.
We lost 1-0.
Yes, I heard about that.
I did watch it. We didn't have a lot of the first team players. Like Pogba, because he's had COVID, didn't play. Bruno had only just got back because he's had a daughter, Peter's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only recognised big player, apart from Van der Beek, he's kind of growing into it, isn't he? Was Maguire and Rashford. So he played Rashford at 10, which I don't even want to get into right now because I'm just going to get angry. But yeah, we'll keep it on predictions. Do you think United will win that? Or do you think, because obviously when Crystal Palace came to Old Trafford last year against the same team, they won.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3-2.
You're not going to like the prediction, but I think it's going to be a draw.
You think?
I think it'll be a draw. Yeah.
I mean,
Palace's goalkeeper last weekend had a blinder.
I want to say draw because I did watch Palace last weekend as well. And I was watching it and I was like, oh God, we're going to lose. Zaha was going to tear us apart. But no, I'm going to go United win. I think Fernandes will play because he's been training. Um, I'm more interested to see the goalkeeping situation on Saturday because De Gea wasn't in the squad because he'd been on international duty. De Gea's back now.
Yeah,
we'll do that in our Spurs United episode. We'll do that in our Spurs United episode. But I think regardless of the goalkeeper situation, I think we'll win. I don't think it's going to be a whitewash like some United fans think. I think it might be 2-0, something like that, maybe 2-1. Yeah. I think it's going to be quite a close affair.
Palace are a good team.
Yeah, and they looked good last weekend. Obviously, they didn't. It's hard, isn't it? Because Palace had such a poor end. They started really strong this year, haven't they? Zaha, I don't know. I think if he gets the right side of Maguire, he's just going to get eaten for dust, isn't he?
He's got the pace of a tractor, so Zaha would just.
Oh, pace of a tractor. And that Eze just touching on Eze, he looked quite good, didn't he? For Palace.
One for the future.
Yeah, I think he needs to move the ball a bit quicker, but I think the more he plays in the Prem, he'll get used to it.
That'll come with experience.
Yeah, so I think he's going to have a good season. So fine, you've got draw and I've got win. We'll have to maybe do a competition so you can get more right. Come on, United, please. So we've got final game of the day. Arsenal are at home to West Ham.
Arsenal win. It's going to be a whitewash, I think.
I can see your heart breaking inside there that you've actually just predicted Arsenal to win.
But I've got to be realistic. Yeah. Arsenal will wipe the floor with them.
I think it's going to be like at least 5-0, 4 or 5-0.
I think West Ham will still score, but it'll be like 5-1 or something.
I don't know. They didn't look that dangerous against Newcastle, did they? And Arsenal Arsenal looked pretty decent defensively. I know they had that hiccup right at the start. But, yeah. Okay, fine. You've gone Arsenal win. I'm going to go Arsenal win. I don't see West Ham getting anything from there. And if they do, Aubameyang will be tearing up that contract and I'm off. I'm gone.
You're like, what is this? No, c'est merde.
Oh, God. Right, moving on to Sun.
And he'll be joining troops in New York.
Oh, Christ. Don't even start with AFTV. I can't. I've not got enough energy right now. Southampton, Tottenham.
Yeah, again, that's another tough one.
Bale could be at his old stomping ground.
I'm going to say that's a draw.
You think?
I'm saying a draw, yeah. Wow. Against Everton, we didn't look like doing anything. It was just lackluster, boring,
lazy. Few chances as well, but their keeper was just on a mad one.
Yeah. But the thing is with Southampton, you don't know which Southampton team's going to turn up. And at the start of the season... You don't know if it's going to be the start of the season or you don't know if it's going to be lockdown Southampton, do you? Because at the start of last season, they started very, very slowly.
Oh, they were in a relegation zone at one point, weren't they?
Yep. And then that 9-0 defeat happened and they just happened to turn it around from there.
Yeah.
But I do think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be a score draw, though.
Yeah, you think? You're not going to like this. I'm not just doing this because you predicted Man United to do bad. I actually think Southampton might grab a 1-0 win. I just
see that happening.
I didn't see anything from Tottenham's, and I really hope I'm wrong because I'd really like the Premier League this year to be really competitive with the big clubs. So I hope I'm wrong, but I think Tottenham just didn't look like they had anything going forward. Did they?
No, it was mediocre at best.
Kane had no service, and I think Kane this season under Mourinho is going to go through what Martial did. Martial didn't have any service, and Mourinho cost him a World Cup medal. I'm just going to say that now. I won't touch anything more on that, but yeah, I think obviously Kane's not going to miss out on the England squad. I'm not trying to say that at all, but I don't know. I just don't look that dangerous. I think your most dangerous player going forward was Matt Doherty.
The fullback.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that says it all.
Yeah, I mean, I hope
our most dangerous player was a defender.
Yeah, I mean, he's in my dream team, so I'll welcome him if he scores. But
he gets a hat trick.
I think Danny Ings and Che Adams were very unlucky both. So is it Che Adams? Che Adams,
yeah.
Yeah. They both had good games. Just the keeper was on a mad one.
Adams is really looking a lot better than he did last season.
Yeah, I think in lockdown he kind of kicked on, didn't he? Got that goal against City. and kind of just kicked on from there.
Maybe he just needed that season to adapt.
Yeah, which I don't blame. He's just come from the Championship, didn't he?
Yeah, and he's quite young as well.
So I don't know. I think them two, maybe if they can get something going. Ward-Prowse is always dangerous against Tottenham normally, isn't he?
Yeah, I've got him in my dream team.
Well, hopefully he'll get you some points.
It's a win-win.
Exactly. And then moving on, we got Newcastle-Brighton. What do you think? Because Brighton didn't play bad against Chelsea last night, I don't think. I just think they were quite unlucky. Especially the third goal, like, it was so unlucky. Ryan couldn't do anything about it. But then Newcastle
the second goal was an absolute screamer.
Like Maximan looked really good against West Ham.
Oh, did you see that run he did from the halfway lot where he just darted past the defence and just...
Yeah, he just run out of steam at the end, didn't he? I think Wilson looks good. I think he looks revitalised. I think Fraser looked... Did he come on? Was it Fraser I'm thinking of? He did come on, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, guys. We don't have all the facts here. We're not quite like the bigger people that have all your statisticians. We do have normal jobs.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Newcastle looked dangerous going forward. But Brighton didn't look too bad defensively. Like they didn't look like they lost 3-1, did they? Defensively.
No. They were still in it from the first whistle to the last.
Yeah. And they could have been 2-2, couldn't they, with that Lewis Dunk header before their third even went in. I think defensively they look good. Ben White looks good. Looks like a cracking talent, doesn't he?
Leeds are going to be sore to miss out on him.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for another draw.
You think?
Yeah.
I think I'll join you on that one. I think hopefully Maximan gets a goal. I've got any Brighton players in my dream team that I would like to score.
I've got Lewis Dunk.
I've got Matt Ryan in goal.
So do I.
I do think it'll be a draw. Whether it's 0-0 or 1-1, or I do think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be a very good draw. I think it'll be one of the games to kind of watch this weekend.
Yeah.
But arguably, this is the biggest game of the weekend, apart from United, clearly, is Chelsea versus Liverpool. How do you see that one going?
And there's a bit of bad blood between the managers as well.
Exactly.
Potentially another Jose versus Arsene Wenger.
Exactly.
Alex Ferguson against Arsene Wenger.
Anyone against Arsene Wenger.
Anyone against Wenger.
I think Liverpool win. But I think it's very dependent on if Salah turns up. I think Mane's one of them kind of players that needs a pre-season to kind of get it under his belt and get going. So does Firmino. I think Salah looks like that kind of more naturally fit, where he's a bit like Scott McTominay, where you saw him in lockdown. He just looked nuts, didn't he? Like Salah just looks like he looks from minute one. He just looked ready to go, didn't he, against Leeds?
Yeah. Or Goretzka from Bayern Munich, where
I want a drug test on that boy. Like there's definitely been something going into him. But yeah, no, I think Liverpool win. And I'm going to be bold here. They're going to keep a clean sheet. I think Klopp would have drilled into him this week about their fitness, their defensive frailties, because it wasn't great, was it?
No, you can see something starting to creak in.
Yeah, you can. And I think Chelsea. I don't know. Chelsea did look dangerous going forward, but they didn't look as dangerous as I expected it. I saw something this morning, and Havertz had zeros across the board. Give him a season to settle in. No, I know, but even his pass completion wasn't great. Which I get. I'm not going to hound for him. I'm not saying he's rubbish or anything, because he's going to be a phenomenal talent and give him this season to settle in. But just them numbers from Havertz alone, obviously this could all be wrong. Maybe we'll see Ziyech. I know Werner's only got a 75% chance playing though, because he picked up a dead leg against Brighton.
That might already be a big loss for them.
Exactly.
Because he looks brilliant against Brighton.
He looks on fire. And I think Liverpool and United, whoever was circling for him, will be regretting not pulling the trigger for 50 million. I think Liverpool are going to win. What do you think?
I'll join you on that. I think Liverpool win. It'll be another classic like the end of last season. Because that finished 4-3 or 5-3, didn't it?
Yeah,
Something
5-3.
mad.
That was a mad game. I remember Chamberlain getting that screamer.
And then you got Pulisic getting...
Wrapped him up the league, didn't it, more or less?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I think is going to happen. It will be another high-scoring game. You're going to have another bust-up between Frank Lampard and Jurgen Klopp.
Well, we hope so. We'd like to hope so. I'd love nothing more. And then finally on to our last game on Sunday, Leicester versus Burnley. How do you think that one's going to go?
Leicester. It'll be a close game. It will be a Leicester win, yeah.
I think Leicester as well. I think Vardy just looks on form. I think they're going to be really upset about the way last season ended, because they should have been third by a country mile, but they cocked it up. Yeah. I think Leicester are going to win. I don't think Burnley are going to really tear up too many trees. Obviously, Burnley seem to normally be the team that when you bet against them, they normally fuck you over, don't they? Burnley.
Yeah.
So I think we'll just see.
They're the accumulation killer.
Yeah, they are. They've killed mine a few times. So have Man United though. But I just think Leicester are going to wipe the floor with them, to be honest. I don't think Tarek House is going to be massively focused because his future's up in the air. I know Deitch has come out today and said that he's staying and your standard protocol. But I think maybe he'll be looking for a move. Maybe if a bigger club comes in.
Yeah, the question is who, though? Who's looking for a centre-back and who's willing to pay the English premium for an English centre-back?
No one. We did it with Maguire. We're not doing it ever again. Never again. But we'll touch on that in a different video. And moving into Monday, Aston Villa versus Sheffield United.
Yeah.
It'll be a big game, very controversial. VAR. Not VAR, the goal line technology is what basically kept Aston Villa up this season.
Goal line technology gate, yeah.
Do you think it will work this
Pretty
time?
much. Goal line technology?
Yeah, do you think it'll work this time?
Depends on who's on there.
Yeah.
Depends on who's on there, if they can switch the bloody thing on.
But yeah, who do you think
I still can't believe
Villa
that.
and Sheffield?
Even without... that is a tough... I think Sheffield United...
You think?
I'm going only just. It'll be like a 1-0.
I'm going for Villa. I think from what I saw with Grealish and Watkins, they look good together. Grealish signing that new 5-year deal today. I don't know. I think they're going to be good this season. I think they're going to be like Wilson and Fraser were for Bournemouth. You know, when they had Traore and Raul last season. I don't know. I just think there's going to be something about them too this season. Don't think they'll get relegated. I think they might push on a bit this season. I'm not saying top half of the table, but I'm saying they'll be comfortable this season. I think Sheffield are going to take a couple of steps backwards.
I mean, they couldn't keep hold of Dean Henderson, so that's already a massive blow to them. But they've got a good goalkeeper in Ramsdale.
See, I don't rate Ramsdale. I don't think he played that well against Wolves the other day. Obviously, everyone's got their own opinion, haven't they? But yeah, I thought there was better quality out there for him for 20 million as well. Like, we'll see.
Yeah, again, it's the English premium.
Maybe they could have loaned Kepa. Yeah, all right. So I'm going for a Villa win, and you're going for Sheffield United win. Wow. Well, we might have to. We'll have to see how that one happens, won't we? And then finally, the last game of the Premier League round 2 is arguably maybe actually even bigger than Liverpool-Chelsea, is Wolves City. It's at Wolverhampton Wanderers. They look good against Sheffield, and we've not seen a City.
I'm going to say a Wolves win.
You think? Wow, big statement coming out here from Nathaniel this evening.
They always seem to be able to get a win against Man City. I don't know what it is. They always seem to grind out a win. Yeah, they did the double last season. 2-0 at the Etihad and then 3-2 at Molineux. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be more of the same. Not 3-2, but maybe like 2-1.
I'm going to go City. I think they're going to want to run out the block starting and send a message to Liverpool saying we are back. You had your fun last year. We weren't at it.
Yeah.
But this season, we are going to come for you, and we are going to come hard.
Giggity.
You know.
I had to.
But yeah, no, I think City are going to... I don't think they're going to wipe the floor with Wolves by any means. Like a normal City performance is. I think Wolves will get a goal because City's defence hasn't looked great since Company's left, and there are rumours at the moment about Koulibaly. We'll wait and see what happens with that. But yeah, no, I think City's defence is there to be exploited. I think Wolves, they've done it last season, so I expect them to do it again this season. Yeah, but I do think City will win.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Wolves just because, well, they know how to beat City. Don't know what it is. Don't know what they've got in the water in Wolverhampton, but whatever it is, it seems to give them strength against Man City for some reason.
I mean, I hear they grow in Colombia quite a lot. Like, lets them run a few extra yards. But yeah, no, I get what you mean. Like, the spirit of Wolves is amazing. And I'm not a Wolves fan, but I was gutted the way their season ended last year.
They should have at least gotten to the semi-finals of the Europa. But then again, they played against a tough Sevilla side. So
who won the competition? They knocked out then United and then Inter. Like, they didn't have it. Like, Sevilla didn't have an easy run through it, did they?
No.
Regulion was at the heart of that. Just remember that, Nathan. But yeah, right. I think that's everything covered, isn't it, for today? For today's first pilot episode, I guess you can call it, here at the Talking Point. Hopefully, we'll try and get a couple a week. We've got quite a lot of content planned at the moment. We've got a Spurs. I don't know if we're going to do a Spurs United or a Spurs and a United, like separate or together. We'll see. We'll kind of see, because I know you've got a lot to talk about. To be continued. Spurs. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. We've got quite a few points. Leave down in the comments below what you want us to talk about, and we'll maybe try and do one every. I'm not going to commit to a day at the moment, but we'll just kind of digest the week's news. We're not kind of like one of them channels that are going to go live every time a bit of news breaks, because maybe Nathan can. You're just still on furlough, aren't you?
For now.
I can't go on break at HQ to give you a live update. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, please leave feedback, share with your friends, leave any suggestions. But yeah, it's been fun, man, and hopefully we'll do this again soon. Well, I know we're going to do this again soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tune in next time.
To be continued.